G'day, that's Slot Car Guy here and welcome back to another slot car review. And today I've gone Carrera, but I believe this is one of the most important cars Ford has made in my lifetime, and it is the Ford GT 2016 Le Mans winning car number 68 in one of my all-time favorite liveries. I think this thing looks incredible, but I've got to make a quick confession. I've only just added this car to my collection in the last couple of days, and this was a unicorn find for me. I have purchased the car in other liveries, which I absolutely love, but this exact car I missed at launch. I don't know why, and I have not had an opportunity to purchase it up until about 3 days ago. So I am absolutely stoked because it is one of my all-time favorite supercars. It put Ford back on the Le Mans map in 2016. And of course, it's an absolute beast of a supercar. So stick around, full unboxing, full teardown. This will tackle my track. But before we get stuck into that, let's have a visual feast of this beast on track. So let's have a quick look at the packaging for the Ford GT race car by Carrera. Of course, car number 68. Now, if you are new to Carrera, this is a black base version, so it's the analog or the Evolution series. If this vehicle had a blue base that it was sitting on, that would be the digital series. What I do like about the Carrera boxes is the mirrored sticker at the rear. You can see the other side of the car when you look at this on an angle. So let's spin around to the back and see what else you get in the box. Around to the rear, we have a clear window which has got the warning saying do not use this car on a 2/30 banked corner. Inside that window is some spare parts and pieces. If the car is brand new, you would have some braid, a guide, and sometimes some wing mirrors or similar to replace. Rightio, let's take the car out of the box and let's have a closer look at the livery. So let's take a look at the driver's side of this stunning slot car by Carrera, the Ford GT 2016 Le Mans winning car. Car 68 has been finished perfectly. Love the livery colors, red, white and blue. Of course, we've got the Ford Powered by Eco livery on the door itself. We've got details down to the fuel filler, which is just beside the driver's window underneath that red winglet, we'll call it. That's where some aero happens. The wind can go through there. Orange side mirrors. We've got 2 aerials on top of the roof, which we will have a look on top in a tick. Absolutely love the rim choice on this car and the Michelin branded tires, and of course there's a lot of other livery details on here in regards to sponsorship, but let's take note on that coastal edge livery detail just above the rear tire. Looks really cool. All right, let's move around to the front, then we'll check the rear and we'll have a quick flyover above and then into the teardown. So let's take a closer look at the front livery of this vehicle. And if you don't know, it's a Ford, and you can tell by the front logo, which is dead center in front of this vehicle. It looks really, really cool. Like the white highlight on the front bumper with the EcoBoost that wraps around in black on the edges. Moving up from the Ford logo, we've got black air scoops, which have got beautiful white highlights. Really nice touch on the front of this car. I like the blue and white. I mean, there's not much red at all, or no red other than a couple of livery details. Car 68, above that we've got the American flag, and of course, moving up to the windscreen, we have the big Ford writing on top of the windshield. So let's move around to the rear because I believe this is one of the best looking supercars from behind. Then we'll do a quick flyover and then we'll move into the teardown. So let's take a close look at the rear of this beautiful slot car, the Ford GT. I think this is one of the best looking cars that have been made in my generation. And of course, this is my opinion, but the livery choice and the color choice I think are epic. Let's start with the rear spoiler first. We've got the Ford Powered by EcoBoost across the top. That's been held up by 2 big supports. In between those supports are your exhaust pipes, which look like fighter jets. Love that, absolutely love it. Now let's talk livery color. The red starts from the roof and works its way down to the side of the vehicle and then rolling down to the rear bumper and diffuser. Love how that looks, makes it look fast, great choice of color. Of course, the white and blue follows the aerodynamics of the car underneath the red. Looks really, really good. So the time has come. Let's do a quick fly over the top of the car just to get a nice overall shot. Then we'll do the teardown. I've completed the teardown on the Ford GT, 4 screws only, 2 at the front and 2 at the rear. I won't spend too much time on the teardown because the Carrera cars are normally pretty generic in regards to setup. Yes, the chassis may change to suit the design of the car, but let's start with the guide, which is of course located at the front underneath that circle function with the negative and positive coming out. Moving across the front axle to the center pod where you'll see that bit of circuit board, you can put a digital chip right there, which of course I'll show you an underside shot. Inline motor, the generic motor, and of course the pinion and gearing, which is their generic setup, sitting on the rear axle in the center. And of course there is the beautiful shell. Rightio, let's build this baby back together and let's do some laps. So it's Carrera's turn with the Ford GT Le Mans winning car of 2016. 5 laps, let's see how fast we can go. And we're off lap number 1 into the first S's. Nice straight line speed down the back, straight into the last S's final bend, back into the front straight, starting lap number 2. This is a very, very quick slot car out of the box. Into the final S's again. Last corner, lap number 3. And as you can see, it's very well planted around the track. Final S's, final corner. A little bit of a kick out there. Lap number 4. Bring it home nice and strong. Really, really good straight line speed out of the box this car has. And of course, it grips like no tomorrow. Final lap, let's bring it home nice and strong. Final bit of straight. Last S's into the last corner. And we are done. So the verdict is in. How do Carrera's version of the Le Mans 2016 winner, the Ford GT car number 68, perform around my track? Well, as always, I have to post 5 clean laps to register a fastest lap, and this car produced a 9.26, which is extremely fast for my track. But I'm definitely not surprised because depending on what shape car Carrera make, they are normally very, very good out of the box. Now, if I want to make this car quicker, what would I recommend? Definitely tyres. Get the right tyres, whatever brand that you prefer that fit this car, true them correctly, and of course the lap times will come plummeting down. And maybe get some body roll separating the chassis and the shell just a fraction, or maybe just loosening off the screws to see if that does anything for you. But it did a really, really good job. Do I recommend Carrera? No brainer. I love them. I've got a stack of Carrera cars in my collection. I love the finish of this car. Yes, this was a unicorn find for me. I know it's not a rare car, but for me it was very, very hard to get, and I did miss this on launch. I don't know why. But as always, at That Slot Car Guy on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you everyone for your support and thanks for watching. As always, be safe, support your local, take care. Ciao.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.